monster in your ears, boy. Itching way too hard at the ice out the neck. Itching way too hard at the ice out the neck. When I'm in my zone, bitch, I get my respect. Call me bumping.
Shout out the Damian Pierce logo at the very beginning. I really messed with that. What's going on? I don't really know what to say. I need y'all bear with me when y'all watch this. This is my first time doing this by myself. So just take it easy on your boy, please. And thank you. Yeah, man, we're just gonna wing it. So today we're really gonna get into not that much, but a little bit of everything, but a lot of bit of all of everything. Talk about a little bit of Texans, a little bit of Rockets, and mostly some SEC. We're gonna go through some power rankings. My personal elite ball knowledge of power rankings for the SEC for this upcoming season because I'm depressed and I watched a ton of Alabama highlights last night, and I just don't know how we got here. So yeah, let's get into that. We're gonna go with the Rockets first. So it's been a couple days now, and we finally, well, not finally, per usual, got completely bullied by the Golden State Chupacabras in Game 7. Per previous years, we always do this. It should have been common knowledge that this was going to happen. I don't know why I got my hopes up. I know Ethan was over here talking a little bit earlier about what was going to happen after the season and some trades that he was thinking about. And matter of fact, the lottery is here in a couple of hours, so kind of looking forward to that. Interesting little fact that I found out earlier. I forget who it was. I think it was Atlanta last year was in the exact same spot that the Rockets are in this year, the 10 spot, and they ended up with the lottery pick. So what that tells me is we're definitely not going to get the lottery pick, unfortunately, because why would we? Why would anything good happen to the city of Houston when it comes to sports? Yeah, so Ethan was on the agenda that trading for Trae Young, things like that, and I just kind of wanted to give a little rebuttal to that. No, not happening. Not happening. That's loud. We need to turn that down. Just turn that down. Thank you. Oh shit. Okay, turn it. Shut that off. Appreciate it. Yeah, he wanted to trade for Trae Young. I'm totally against that. We don't need another guard. Well, we might need another guard, but I don't think we need Trae Young. I think we should trade probably for. If we're gonna, I don't think we're gonna trade. I think we're gonna stick and pick at 10 or 9 or wherever we're at, and kind of get best player available. Maybe trade up. I don't know, but the likelihood of us actually doing anything when it comes to, we're not gonna get the lottery pick. So that's a pipe dream. However, if we do, I think we definitely draft Cooper Flag and trade Jalen Green for sure. There's a lot of talk going on Twitter about what we should do with Jalen Green, if we should keep him, if we should not keep him. My only argument is this. If you want to keep him, fine. If you want to trade him, I'm also fine with that as well. But what I'm not fine with is trading other young players that aren't Jalen Green. I'm not okay with using them as compensation to get somebody else like a Devin Booker or a Kevin Durant or even a Giannis. I think if there's going to be a trade that involves young players on our team, Jalen Green needs to be involved in that. Only because he's the oldest one there. He's been in the league for 4 years now, and he's shown about the same stuff that he's done since he was a rookie. So, like, why are you going to keep him around? And we got the white boy. We got the other white boy, point guard. Sorry, I got something at the bottom of my screen looking at me. It kind of looks like a ferret right now, a little rat situation going on down here. Reed Shepherd? Yeah. I don't know. The point guard, I forget his name. I'm drawing a blank here. I think he'll be all right. And I think this is Amin's team now. Obviously, he's at the helm moving forward. And I don't think there could be room for Jalen Green, but I don't think I think the room is running. I think time is running out on the Jalen Green experience or experiment. And if there's going to be a trade that happens with the Rockets involving young players, Jalen Green needs to be the headliner of that trade, and maybe some draft compensation for a player like Devin Booker or Giannis or somebody of that caliber. I'm not okay with trading Jabari or anybody else that's been thrown around. And I know a lot of people are wanting to keep Jalen Green, and I'd be okay with that too, but only to an extent. I mean, if he goes this whole next season and we don't really get better in terms of star power or somebody who can consistently score the ball when we need a score or a bucket, and Jalen Green just can't provide, because that's what his role is essentially on the team right now. Is he's supposed to be the guy, the super athletic kind of elite scorer. He was supposed to be our elite scorer, and he's not being that. So we had to rely on guys like Fred and Alpy, which Alpy's a dog, and Steven Adams was a pleasant surprise, but you can't rely on that forever, especially Fred and Steven Adams. They're getting older, and Fred, like Ethan said, was on a contract year or in the middle of a restructure or whatever's going on with his contract, but there's not a replacement for him unless we win the lottery pick, which isn't going to happen. So I'm okay with keeping Jalen Green if we see some consistency next year. If not, he's got to go. That's all I got on that. Simple as that. That's my take. We're going to move on now to my Houston Texans because we love them so much over here. And so at first, looking ahead, pre-draft process and all that, I think me and Ethan kind of agreed, and me and a lot of other people kind of agreed on what we thought we agreed on what was going to happen. We thought it was either going to be Matthew Golden, Emeka Ibuka, Tate Rutledge, that kid from Ohio State, I forget his name, the guard. And we got none of those people. So in the moment, when you have such high expectations for guys and you kind of have your mindset on those players, whenever you completely didn't draft any of them, it kind of sucked for a little bit. And I was on Twitter. I was talking crazy to everybody. I'll admit it. But I think I've came around a little bit in terms of who we got. I'm okay with Jalen Higgins. I like him, ish, and Jalen Noel. Okay, I think Christian Kirk, it could be serviceable. I'm still not super confident in the room. I don't want to rely on rookies to lead our wide receiver room. That's just me being a little bit what's the word for it? PTSD, I think, is the word for it. I just don't have full confidence in the fact that these rookies are going to play super well to start off with, mainly because when we drafted Nico, who's obviously very similar to Higgins, it took him a couple years to get going, to get to where he's at. He didn't just start off like this. So I think it's fair to say more than likely, and he's a rookie, I think it's fair to say more than likely that Higgins will have some sort of growing pains when it comes to playing in the NFL, especially coming from Iowa State. I mean, they're not playing – I don't want to say that because the SEC played like trash last year, but you know what I mean. So I think it's safe to say he might have some growing pains. And Jalen Noel's a little bit undersized. I think he'll be good out of the slot. Hopefully we can utilize all these players well, but Houston's are notorious for injury. So you get rookies on top of a already historically injured team, on top of a bad offensive line that I don't really think made much progress in getting better this offseason. I'm not as high as everybody else is on what we did this offseason, unfortunately. I think our defense will be top 3. I think that'll keep us in a lot more games, but I feel like if you're looking for an explosive, high-scoring, offensive Texans football team, you're going to be severely let down. I think it's going to be grinded out, low and slow kind of games while we get these young rookies developed. And maybe we'll win a couple games. Maybe we'll win 11 games this year. I don't know. I hope so. But I also wouldn't be surprised if we didn't win the AFC. I know that's kind of crazy to say, but I think I think there's other teams that got better and we kind of stayed stagnant. And going into year 3 of the DeMeco Ryans regime, not saying they have answers for us, but I'm just saying rookie year was probably his best year as far as his first year. And then we had the second year was a slight drop off. And then now we're doing the whole, first time play caller, offensive coordinator, still a pretty young head coach, good defense situation. It's weird. And I kind of toss and turn on it. I don't always necessarily feel that way. Sometimes I sit there and I'm like, we're going to be great. We're going to win all of our games. We're not going to lose. We got everybody else figured out. And then there's some days where I'm like, we suck and everybody's got us figured out. And there's nothing we're going to be able to do about it. But that's my take. I think if you're a Texans fan watching this and you are super high on all of our rookies because that's what everybody seems to be on, maybe just lower those expectations just a little bit. Other than that, I think we picked up some pretty decent defensive pieces. I think the offensive line is still our major question mark heading into the season. But I'm confident-ish that we'll be able to get it figured out, hopefully, maybe a little bit. Yeah, that's all we got for that. So now we're going to get into the fucking big dick and meat and potatoes of this shit, boy. Hold on, give me a second. 2 seconds. We're going to edit this part out. Ethan, can you see this right here? Shake your head yes or no. You can wait, can you see me click over to this tab? Yes or no? Okay. All right, we're going to just edit that out and resume. So now we're going to talk about my personal SEC power rankings and what we're going through. This is what we're talking. First off, people we got going on here, and then people we got going on back here, and then people we got going on over here. But I'm going to try to remain as completely unbiased as possible. If you're watching this, which I know somebody is watching this, but if you are watching this, I'd say maybe do a little bit of this number and maybe do a little bit of this number. Because I think the power rankings from Texas Sports World are about to surprise just a little bit of people. Okay? So let's get this started. Hold on. Let me just look up. Give me 1 second. I see something red. Sorry, got my baby's stuff going on. No, that's not what I wanted to see. Sorry, trying to get this organized a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay. We're gonna have to do a little bit of bouncing back and forth. So just give me a second. Here's what I'm gonna say. Unbiased. So just keep that in mind. Here is we're going from worst to first in the SEC, or what I think will, and this is pre-season rankings, but I think this will be the end of season rankings. So I don't know if that made sense, but just work with me here. I think the team that will finish the worst in the SEC next year is going to be the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I think they were bad last year. I think they're going to be bad again this year. I don't think they did too much in the offseason to get really much better. Can you share screen? We're going to have to edit that out. Okay, yeah. That would be 16 also. I don't think that would be 10. So if you could change that to 16, thanks. Okay, and starting from here. Wait, start from here. Okay, so at 16, we have Mississippi State. The only reason I think Mississippi State is going to be ranked this low, I do think they'll be a little bit more competitive than they were last year, but I still think they're going to be the worst team in the SEC. I think it's a toss-up between this team and the next team on the list. I don't think they did enough in the offseason in recruiting in the transfer portal to be able to move up on this list. Maybe maybe, but I just don't see it. I think they finished bad in a already weak SEC last year, and I think for the most part, the top half of SEC teams got better than they were last year. So Mississippi State, until proven otherwise, is going to be at the 16th spot. At the 15th spot, we got the drum roll, please. Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky. I think Kentucky, like I said, also was pretty bad last year. Don't think they got much better. I think they had some decent transfers, notably Kendrick Law from Alabama, but he's been kind of a miss at Alabama. He wasn't utilized in Kalen DeBoer's offense. He wasn't utilized in Nick Saban's offense. Maybe he can be utilized in Kentucky's offense. I don't know. He's fast. That's about it. And that's about their receiving core also. I mean, maybe they got some other guys, not too sure. But like I said, already weak SEC. Why are you smiling at me, man? Bro, can you get out? Oh, wait, come back. Can you hear this baby crying? I don't like this game. Wait, come back. How is it going so far? Could be better. I feel like I'm saying too much ums. All right, and starting from here, Kentucky. I don't think they have a good offense. I think they got a new quarterback. I'm not sure what his name. Don't fucking laugh at me, man. Sorry. Y'all don't need to hear me cuss like that. I got a little bit outside of my emotions. I'm sorry. Kentucky, not great. Weren't great last year. Don't think they're going to be great this year. They haven't been great. Kentucky really hasn't. They've been a bottom tier SEC team for a long time, and I think that'll pretty much be the same thing this year. They got a good receiver. I'm excited to see what Kendrick Law will do in their offense, and other than that, nothing else about that team really impresses me. Okay, moving on. The 14th team, I think, is going to be. Now, this is a hot one. This is a hot dotty. This is a hot hottie toddy. Do you see what I did there? A hottie toddy, because I think it's going to be Ole Miss. Oh, I know that's crazy. Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is going to be the third worst team in the SEC. Now that's crazy, and I understand that that's crazy. And sometimes you got to be a little bit crazy because the SEC is a little bit crazy, and football is a little bit crazy, and I'm a little bit crazy, and everything in the world right now is a little bit crazy, including Ole Miss, because they got absolutely listen. They got this is them, and they got split open. Everybody left. They don't got nobody. Nothing's going on. Everything's confusing. Their coach doesn't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't even know if they have a quarterback, and if they do, I don't know what he thinks is going to happen because they don't have nobody. And they lost everybody, and then after they lost everybody, that's it. They lost everybody. I think they might have some good players-ish, but not really. Nothing that impresses me. I don't see Ole Miss performing very well next year. Now, am I crazy? Probably. Am I wrong? Also probably. But I think Jackson Dart was the metaphorical glue that held together what was Ole Miss football. And they already didn't play that well last year, missing the playoffs. That's it. That's pretty much the standard for SEC football is if you make the playoffs, you're good, and if not, you suck. And they sucked in SEC standards. So not great from them last year, and I think they got worse. I think those are one of the top teams that you'll see fall, but it's okay because somebody's going to take their spot. And at number 13, I think we're at number 13, the fourth worst team. Am I at 4 or 5? Let's see. Okay. Anyways, next worst team I think is going to be. Let's see here. The Vanderbilt Commodores. Yeah, I think the Vanderbilt Commodores are going to be the next worst team. I think Diego Pavia and the Commodores offense. I think they had their Cinderella year last year. I think they kind of punched people in the mouth. I think they kept games closer than people anticipated them to. But I think we got it figured out now. Not we, them. SEC head coaches. I think they see what the game plan is here, and I think Vandy goes back to the old ways. Maybe not as bad. Maybe not as bad as the old days of Vanderbilt football, but I think they kind of get taken back down to an already, yeah, they get taken back down to earth. Which I mean, they didn't really play that good last year outside of a couple games. But I don't know what games those are because I don't know what you're talking about. So shut the fuck up. Yeah, I think Vanderbilt, next worst team. Anyways, moving along. Don't want to talk about that too long because it makes me sad inside. I think the next worst team will be, now hear me out. This one, oh, this is a tough one. I didn't think about this. Give me Arkansas. Give me Arkansas. Give me Arkansas Razorbacks. That's what I want. I want the Arkansas Razorbacks. This is kind of, we're inching, we're kind of gallivanting, we're kind of inching into lower middle tier football teams. I think that fits them. I think Arkansas is a lower middle tier team. That's it. I mean, nothing too crazy about Arkansas. I think they're tough-ish. I think they'll keep games closer than they did last year. I think their cheerleaders are cool or something. I don't really know what goes on in Arkansas, really, honestly. I don't really pay attention to them. I keep forgetting that they're part of the SEC, along with the next worst team, and give me Missouri. Bam. Wow. Oh, my God. How did he do that so fast? I don't know. We're not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. Nobody knows what's happening. Give them to me, give them to me, give them to me, give them to me. Missouri. Hold on. Wait for it to pop up on the screen. We're waiting. Mizzou. Thank you. Thank you for Mizzou. Now, Mizzou, I think this is the team in the SEC that you could label as officially the most overrated team in SEC football history. Is that crazy? No. Do you think it's crazy? If you're a Missouri fan, probably. But if you're a normal human being that wakes up every day and has watched SEC football for a long time, and then you know that they suck and they're overrated, and pretty much everybody hates them. And if you're a fan of Mizzou, I don't like you. And I don't know why I don't like you, because we don't have problems with them. And I don't think anybody in the upper echelon of SEC football has a problem with them, because y'all are, y'all are meh. Just a meh team. I don't think y'all got nothing going. I don't think y'all are going to surprise anybody. I don't think your uniforms look good. And that's kind of what this is all based on, my opinion. So if you don't like it, I really don't know what to tell you. Missouri sucks. I don't even know what even else. That's it. That's all I got for them. Next, moving on. I think the next worst team is going to be give me one Auburn football Tigers. Now, this one I'm going to be a little bit biased on, okay? Hate me for it. Don't care. I think the Auburn football Tigers, the Auburn War Eagle football Tigers. Do you see how that doesn't make sense? The Auburn football War Eagle Tigers. I don't think they're going to be as good as people think they're going to be. I think their quarterback room probably got a little bit better. I think, but that's not saying much. Okay, let's shut up, because that's not saying much. I know you think that's saying much. It's not saying. They got better in the quarterback room, but they don't have a good quarterback. Deuce, whatever his name is, he chose the wrong school in Alabama to go to. That's just a fact. And nothing that they do ever. I think we play them in Jordan Hare this year, and I'm nervous about that game. Not because I think they're good, but because that place is haunted, and I think they probably just have babies buried under their field, and I don't like that. So they're at number 10. Moving on. I think the next worst team. Well, hold on. Let me make sure I'm not going crazy here. Oklahoma. I forgot that they were even here. Put Oklahoma in there. Realistically, I fucked this whole list up already, but Oklahoma should be somewhere lower. I'm going to put them above Auburn because I feel like it. But actually, I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on business real quick. Can I stand on business? Allow me to stand on business. Oklahoma football. I think they're going to be actually, I'm not mad at this. 9. I think they're going to be a middle pack SEC team. I think their defense is going to win them football games. I think their defense is actually really good enough to keep them in games with higher tier opponents. I think they beat everybody else on this list, realistically, or at least they should. Maybe there's a couple teams that give them a run for their money or even win, but I think overall Oklahoma's pretty much mid. Offense is kind of their big question mark, but their defense is stout, and that's a win. Defense wins. So I think if they can figure it out, they'll be okay. I still hate them, and I don't want to see them succeed, and I don't want to see anything good come out of the state of Oklahoma, and it stinks, and they stink. So moving on, I think the next worst team, right above Oklahoma, is going to be LSU. I know that's crazy. You know that's crazy, but I don't think that that's crazy. Here's what I think. I think LSU is once again going to be mid. I'm not sold on the Nussmeier crap that he threw for 1 billion yards or whatever last season. I don't think he's that good. I know he statistically played well, but he had a pretty good team last year, and they did well in recruiting and transfers. But I don't know. I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on LSU. I think maybe because I saw them get beat up by Alabama so embarrassingly bad in their own stadium that kind of hinders my perception of how good they're going to be. But I think they're not that good. I don't think they got much better. I think they got some good pieces. But I'm not sold on Nussmeier, especially after last year. And I don't know if he's going to be able to just play at an elite level for an extended period of time to be able to be a top team, or at least to lead LSU into any kind of playoff or SEC championship talks. I think there's teams on this list yet to come that are much better than LSU and much more fleshed out and just much better overall. And that's all I got on LSU. That's Nussmeier's team, and I'm not a Nussmeier guy. Now, next up, this is going to get some hate, but give me A&M. I want A&M. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. How do I fix this? Let me see if I can get in there. Oh nope. Show that. I gotta. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna put this in myself. I had somebody helping me out, but they stopped helping me out. Okay. A&M. I think A&M is going to surprise a lot of people whenever it comes to SEC football play. And I'm a big Marcel Reed guy. I don't know why, but I just like him. And I like what they're building down there. I like what they're doing. I like what they got going on. In A&M. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of A&M. I like what they got going on. I'm a big whatever his name was, Marcel Reed. I think he's going to be a dog. I think much like Jalen Milroe, he's an incredible athlete, but I think he's a little bit better at passing the football. And I think they're going to be pretty good. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think they're going to win a lot of games. And I think maybe they even have a potential to be higher on this list. There's a team I forgot about that's up next. Okay, at the number 6 spot. Unfortunately, because I messed this list up completely because I didn't have it written down, that will be the Tennessee Volunteers. I don't think they're going to be this good. I think you can switch. You can switch Ole Miss and Tennessee right now, or you can switch LSU and Tennessee. I think that's much better. Unfortunately, I messed that list up, so my bad on that. My bad. I forgot they were an SEC team. I think Tennessee is going to not be good. I think they're going to be a shell of what they were supposed to be a couple years ago. I don't think they're going to be that good, especially after losing an already mid Nico. Yeah, I just don't think they're going to be that good. So, unfortunately, thank you. Sorry. Apologies. Next up. Okay, where are we at? Boom, 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 boom. Got them. Okay. We're getting into the upper echelons. I think the worst of the best teams is going to be the Georgia Bulldogs. Top five. Top five. I think the Georgia Bulldogs are going to be top five. Now, I think they're the worst of the best teams. You might even be able to switch them out with a couple teams on this list. I'm not mad about it. I think so far it's going okay. I think maybe there's a little room for argument here in some of these rankings. I'm not mad about that. That's what this is all for. Drum up some drama. But I think Georgia is going to – it's still Georgia. They still got Kirby Smart. They still got a good roster. They still are going to have an incredible defense. They got good receivers. They recruited pretty well. They got some good transfers. I think their biggest question mark is quarterback, and I think that's fair. But I'll buy a little bit of stock in a Gunner Stockton or whatever his name is. I forget his name, but I'll buy some stock in that. I think he'll be okay. Not good enough to win them important football games, but pretty good. I think they'll be pretty good. But I don't think this is the same Georgia that won back-to-back natties. And I don't think they're going to be. Okay? Thanks. Appreciate it. Next up, Florida Gators. Now, I know what you're thinking. This guy doesn't know ball. I know you're thinking that. I know you're thinking, what the hell are you talking about? I know you're thinking, probably I'm not going to watch this show ever again. And that's okay, because we don't want you to. If you don't think Florida is going to come out there and shock the world when it comes to SEC football play, I'm going to say you're wrong and I hate you. Florida's going to be good, okay? Florida's going to be really good. And you know what? I'm not even going to go too much into that. Because Florida's going to be good. They're going to be a top 5 SEC team. Give me South Carolina Gamecocks. Thank you very much. I want South Carolina Gamecocks. Because I now listen, here's another one. That I got. I think South Carolina might win the SEC. I think they might be the number 1 team in the SEC next year. I think they might do it. I think they could do it. I'm not going to give it to them yet because there's other teams that I think are better, but I'm going to give it to them. I think that they are going to be a very good football team. I think they were pretty underrated like Florida last year. Barely missing out on the playoffs, but I think everything's clicking for them now. They got on a roll. They got hot, and I think they're going to carry that momentum into this year, and I think they're going to go on a roll, and I think they're going to win a lot of football games, and I think by this time next year, we're going to say, wow, South Carolina's really good. They got a really good quarterback. They got some really good receivers. Their defense is really good. They don't have anything that sucks about them. Wow. They beat everybody. They might go undefeated. We don't know. Next up, University of Texas. Texas University Longhorns football. Now, mind you, this is agreed upon between me and Ethan, the official power rankings for this chat. I'm kidding. Ethan has no idea that I just put Texas at 2. But I do. I got him at 2. So we'll wait for it to roll across. We'll let it roll across. Let it roll, please. Can you let it roll? Thank you. I appreciate that. Texas. I think after last year, they showed that they are a force to be reckoned with in the SEC. Now, it's tough for me to say good things about this team because I kind of don't want to. But I'm going to because I know who's at number 1, and so do you. And that's okay because we're going to get into talking about them. Now, Texas football. I think Arch Manning. That's the name of the game. Arch freaking Manning. Everybody thinks the kid's going to be a stud. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he might not be as good as y'all think he's going to be. I think he played well in the games that he played in last season. Cool. I mean, I think he did his job against the teams that he didn't get to choose who he played, which is fair. And I think he performed well in the games that he played against. But let's not deny the fact that the teams he played weren't very good. I mean, let's not sit here and lie to ourselves. I think their running back room is good. I think maybe they're on offense, maybe their receivers might be a little iffy, but I think their defense is okay. And they recruited well, so they'll probably have some guys come in there that'll show us like, oh, hey, what the hell are we talking about? That we're actually really good. Again, Texas might win the SEC. Don't want them to. Don't think they're going to, but I think they'll be up there. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, number one, give me the University of Football, Alabama Crimson Tide Elephants, please. Now, I know what you're thinking. This kid's lost his fucking mind. He has no idea what he's talking about. He's out of here. He's out of here. Alabama insane is crazy. Now, let me explain. Obviously, as an Alabama fan, I keep up with Alabama the most. Out of any team in the SEC, out of any team in football, this is my team. And I think now I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people sleep on us. I know the pre-rankings had us at the 11th in the nation. I think we're a top 3 football team in the entire nation next year, and I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. And I'll tell you why right now. One T.Y. Simpson is a dog, former 5-star quarterback, dog, played really well in the games that he got in last year, dog. Now everybody's saying, well, why didn't if he's so good, why didn't they bench Milrow for him? Why didn't they bench Jalen Milrow? Because Jalen Milrow sucked. And I'll tell you why. Ken DeBoer's first year, he got pounded by the transfer portal. Couldn't get nobody. What are you going to do? To get rid of the starting quarterback that helped recruit half of those people? No, you're not going to do that. That makes you look stupid. Breaking news. Mavericks win the number 1 pick of the NBA draft lottery. That's not good. That's not good news. That's terrible breaking news. Hold on. I'm looking at it right now. Looking at it right here. Wow. Dallas Mavs win the number 1 pick. So I don't know if y'all know this, but that's completely rigged. That is a rigged system that they got going on. That's bullshit, and I hate it. I don't like the fact that just happened, and that kind of ruined everything that I was just talking about. So please get that out of here. We'll talk about that in a second. Get it out. Get that out. We don't care about Dallas over here. What we care about is Alabama football on the Texas Sports World fucking football channel, bitch. Alabama football. Ty Simpson, dog. Why didn't Jalen Miller get a bench for him if he's so good? Because he couldn't. That's why. That's the rules. You can't just do that. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to. Defense, top 4. They're going to be top 4. No doubt about it. They're going to be top 4. Dogs everywhere. Wide receiver room, the most underrated wide receiver room coming into next year. We got dogs. Running back room. Maybe not that deep, but pretty deep. Deep enough. And I think Ty Simpson and Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard and Isaiah Horton and Rico Scott, you're going to see these guys running down the field, flying down the field. And then they're going to look back. And there's going to be a football in catchable radius every time that they're open. And you're going to say, wow, Alabama got really good all of a sudden because they found somebody who could throw the football. And that's what's going to make us the number 1 team in the SEC. Now, we can talk about this. We can talk about this Dallas Mavericks stuff now. That concludes my University of Alabama, Texas SEC power rankings. Thank you. Yeah, we don't like this. We don't like this over here. Not at all. You're telling me that the team that traded away their generational franchise cornerstone just won the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. Seems rigged. Seems rigged because that should be us. Seems rigged. Let me find out. Hold on. Oh, let me see this. Hold on. Trying to find a list of what we got. Wow, they're going to get Cooper Flagg. That's crazy, bro. That's insane work. I'm not a fan of that even a little bit. That hurts, actually. I'm trying to find a list of where everybody's picking. Okay. And the Houston Rockets are at 10. So, yippee. San Antonio gets the number 2. What? What do you mean? What the fuck? Hold on. I'm not done yet. Oh, I got to go back. Sixers. Okay, so it goes Mavs, Spurs, Sixers, Charlotte, Utah, Washington, New Orleans, Brooklyn, Toronto, and Houston. Yeah, man. At this point, who gives a fuck, really, honestly? I mean, just punch me right in the pussy, I guess. Yeah, here's Ethan. Really confused. We don't like that. Ethan, do we like that at all? No. Yeah, that. Well, I don't think we can do that, but I feel you. I feel where you're coming from. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great that the fucking Mavericks, then the Spurs 1 and 2. Fuck are you at the same time?
So just fuck us, huh?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Oh,
Fuck!
They can probably hear you. They can probably hear. I can't hear you. Welcome Ethan into the show, everybody. Say hi, Ethan. Can't hear you, so go. I'm gonna just sit here quietly. You give me your thoughts. Crazy and diabolical. Would you say it's crazy and diabolical?
What's crazy and diabolical, that was muted there the whole time. But I'll say it again. Of course, leave it to Houston for San Antonio to get number 2. Then you got Dallas getting 1. So they're going to have Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, plus a number 2 pick. Then you're going to have Cooper Flag with Klay Thompson and Anthony Davis. And meanwhile, the Rockets pick 10. So here come, this is officially the
Hold on, pause
Giannis
this.
sweepstakes.
Just hold for a second. I'm gonna go cam off if I can. I'm gonna go figure out how to. Can I? Oh, stop! I'm gonna stop my camera. I'm gonna go get something to drink. Ethan, keep talking to him. Keep talking to him, brother.
So okay, so yeah, so basically, I think we'll probably end it pretty quickly. But I just wanted to pop in real quick, and yeah, so very frustrating to be a Houston sports fan. Today, a Rockets fan today. Dallas, your rival wins 1. San Antonio already has Vic, and De'Aaron, and you're left with pick number 9. There's not going to be a whole slim pickings there. Slim pickings there. So I think ultimately we'll see how it goes. I think this definitely starts the Giannis sweepstakes. I think it definitely starts the I think we're going to get a lot of clarity in the next couple of days on where the Rockets could go from here. I think it could go a lot of different directions. I think you could see Giannis, you could see Trae Young, you could see a Kevin Durant. But I'm going to shoot it back over to Isaac, let him wrap this up, and I will be live tomorrow, and we'll have so much to discuss. So be sure to check that out. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and we will hang out soon. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let Isaac wrap it up. But yeah, again, super unfortunate. You got the Rockets with 10, Mavs at 1, Spurs at 2. So not a great draw for the Rockets, but ultimately we'll see what happens. This could be Giannis, this could be Trae Young, this could be KD, this could be Booker. So we'll see where it goes, but I'm going to let Isaac wrap it up now. See you in a little bit.
Single word that this guy has said this whole time. I mean, it's going to be great watching this back because I have no idea what that entire rant was about, but I'm sure it went something like, I hate my life. Nothing good ever happens to the city of Houston. I hate Dallas and I hate the Spurs, even though they got Victor Wembanyama. Mind you, San Antonio got Victor Wembanyama from a lottery pick that the Houston Rockets were also in contention for that number 1 lottery pick. So they get 2, we get none. Dallas completely blundered. Their whole offense, their whole front office staff completely blundered the organization, and they get rewarded with a number 1 pick and potentially one of the better draft prospects and basketball prospects that we've seen since. Okay, that's crazy. I wasn't going to say it, but I know you thought I was going to say it, but I'm not going to say it. But it's close. I'm not going to say it, but it is close. And that's crazy. And I don't like that. So I think with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to hear us talk about more stuff, go ahead. Bear with me. I know it wasn't that good. Maybe my list was a little messed up. Give me some constructive feedback. And don't be an ass, please, because it was my first time doing this. I think really much appreciated. And hold on. There we go. Roll Tide. Oh, shit.
I ain't with that beefing on the net. Tell me what's next. Tell me what's next.